All
-2.
right, guys, hello and welcome to the fourth official Jibnet meeting. Jibnet is a community of gamers, geeks, and online dwellers, and we do cool things. So there's a lot of things we're going to go over. Not a lot of things, honestly. Today's probably going to be one of the shorter meetings. This week has been very active behind the scenes, but there hasn't been anything that has been extremely, I guess, show worthy in terms of events and stuff like that. So it's going to be very short and concise, but we do have a very big announcement today, which is probably going to be the basis of the meeting. So go ahead and get started with the usual. The first thing that we always do is, for those of you who are new here, we are Jibnet, as mentioned. We are a community of gamers, geeks, and online dwellers. We focus on a few different things. Now, before I get started, I do want to make sure that you guys know that there's a presentation that you can watch if you click the link that I just posted in general chat. The presentation is a PowerPoint presentation that we do every week.
Do you think he knows he's still muted on Google Hangouts?
Yeah, I'm not talking on Google Hangouts. Can somebody tell Elge that I'm talking on Discord, not Google Hangouts?
Oh, she's talking on Discord, not Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I'm recording it with OBS, so yeah. Anyway, so make sure to watch the presentation. It kind of helps you keep track of everything and how it's going. Anyway, we do focus on a few different things: entertainment, events, and friendship. We are a community at the end of the day, not a company. So the whole friendship part, as sappy as it is a big focus for us. In terms of events, we do tons of things. We get gaming stuff, social events, charity events, competitive events. We have stuff like Dungeons and Dragons,
Fight Club,
and more. You know, like, we're always thinking of new ideas and stuff like that. In terms of entertainment, currently we have our streams, which have been pretty cool. We're also going to have segments on YouTube and Twitch alike. We have articles. We just launched our first article this past week, which was freaking awesome. And we're going to be working on shows. All this content is shown on our website, our Twitch, and YouTube, which you can find on the About Us, the Welcome to Jibnet channel on Discord. The biggest thing is that everyone contributes as well. This isn't just something that I do myself or that the staff for Jibnet does or anything. It's something everybody contributes to. And we do have a vision. We wouldn't be able to do this as just entertainment, though it's really fun. We want to promote healthy gaming, raise awareness about touchy topics, raise money for good causes, create entertaining content, bring people together, and overall just create an amazing community for all gamers, geeks, and online dwellers everywhere. Our vision is important to us. We do want to make somewhat of a difference. If this is going to become a larger thing for us, then this is kind of what we attribute to. And then we have our structure, which is actually very nice and simple, and it's actually changed, and I forgot to change it, so that's bad me. We have members, which are the backbone of our community. It's any normal person that just comes in, hangs out, participates in events. You're a member. Honorary members are people who take it a step beyond, people who are normal members, but maybe they're always there at every event, every meeting. They're always retweeting and tweeting out Jibnet. They're repping us on their Twitter. They're just literally the essence of the Jib. They have the Jib deep within them. Those are honorary members. We have volunteer staff, which is actually changed to assistant staff, and that's not a lower position like that anymore. It's actually higher up. Assistant staff are just staff members who can't be there all the time but still have a lot to contribute. We have moderators who moderate our Discord, and they moderate our forums. Those are the two things, which we do have forums now. They're not launched yet, but trust me, we're working on so many things. We have streamers, which that's actually changed to content creators. Content creators include writers, they include streamers, YouTubers, artists, if we ever get any. All of those things, they're content creators. We have game leaders. Leaders are just people who lead certain gaming communities. For instance, League of Legends or Minecraft or CSGO or Blade and Soul or Black Desert Online, whatever game, a person that's very versed in the game will take up a leadership position and create events and content based around that game for the community. Public relations is gone as well, and now then we have staff, which is actually broken down even deeper now into various specific roles, but we'll get into that later. Our accomplishments this week. Holy shit, I didn't fill it out. Wow. We well well, one of the things that we did is we did launch our first article, which is absolutely amazing. It did really well. I think Liam has the website visits specifically. The article was written by Raz Mafoof. He's a freaking great Great writer. And we have more articles on the way, one of them being written by Mr. Prez Tompkins, which I got to read some of yesterday before some other stuff came up. So I haven't actually been able to finish that article completely. Yeah, I have all of this stuff written down in like notepads, and I transfer the data over at the end of the week. I actually don't think I filled out the next one either. I did, but there's only one outstanding team member. As I said, this week has been rather uneventful. There's been a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I did want to go ahead and give a shout out over to Liam. Dude's working on redoing the entire website. It looks amazing. He's done forums. He's done like so many lines of code. Dude's just insane. So with that, I just did want to go ahead and mention Liam. You're freaking awesome, dude. You're doing work. You're doing just as much work as I am, which is pretty ridiculous. So thank you. And if you did do something outstanding and I just missed it, I'm sorry. Like I said, this week for me at least has been extremely busy. We actually created an entire organizational system for our business, from charters to emailing systems to like documentation guidelines and loads of other things that ended up turning out really well, and we're really excited about it. But that's all behind the scenes stuff that is probably not going to sound too exciting to everyone. So but I did have some feedback. One thing, yeah, it wasn't an extremely eventful week, but still great freaking job. Like, Discord remains consistent. We remain 60 plus people online at all times. This number is probably going to go up into the hundreds after the 300-hour live stream. So be prepared for that, because we're only going to get bigger. I did want to note a couple of things that we have had problems with this week, and we're trying to deal with them as best as we can. One of them is personal inquiries. This is asking people about personal information. Like badgering people for their Snapchat, or trying to get people to add you on Facebook, or trying to get somebody to send you a picture. Those kind of things are extremely creepy, and they don't bode over well online, especially when the person you're talking to could be underage. So this is a big no. We had a problem with a guy who probably didn't have those kind of intentions. Regardless, it came off that way to a lot of people, and a lot of people were really upset about it. A lot of people got very angry, and this kind of ties into uncomfortable questions. Don't ask things that are going to make people uncomfortable. Just kind of like keep things, you can keep things on a personal level, but you don't have to ask somebody what color underwear they're wearing, is basically what I'm saying. So I'm trying to keep that kind of stuff off of Discord. We've already talked about the selfies and stuff like that, people posting their own personal pictures online and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with, like, hey dude, what's up? Look, I got this new monitor and you're in the picture, cool. But we do want to kind of like keep the chat clean of people who want to post daily selfies on there and stuff like that. And especially underage people, since we do have underage people in the community. I'd rather not have to deal with something that happens or stems from that. So that is that for my feedback. However, we're going to go into the normal feedback discussion, in which you guys can give me your feedback, anything you want to say, any comments, question, concerns, whether good or bad. Do you have anything to add to what I just said? Let's hear it.
Not everyone
There was one thing we were talking about together as staff when it comes down to these situations where people are causing a ruckus in the community. We are going over some ideas about how to handle that properly, because we don't want situations like what happened to get blown out of proportion. And we're trying to figure ways to give people a chance to reconcile themselves within the community before we just completely blacklist them. And one thing was actually bringing up a case file, or basically a collection of all their occurrences per se, and either bringing that up as something that is visible and something we share amongst the staff or even amongst the community. I want people's thoughts on that, staff included here.
You're talking about like a filing system for bans or for incidents, like an incident report?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, like, one of our biggest things with Jibnet is that we want to remain transparent. We don't ever want this to become something that's like, we're so into the business aspect that you guys don't know anything. I know that's not beneficial to a company, but we're a community, not a company. So we do try to remain transparent with everything. So something like incident reports and stuff like that. Of course, we did have a problem last meeting with name dropping, and we're not going to be doing that anymore. Even if the person was in the wrong, name dropping just needs to remain out of it. So, but incident reports and stuff like that could be shared. I don't know, like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Is that something that should be out there for the public to see, or should that be something that's just kept private, under wraps kind of thing?
In my opinion, even though we like transparency, there is too much if you're going to be constantly telling people when you've been banning someone or anything along those lines. I can understand if we have some kind of area where we say we've banned someone, for example, if the forms come into play, then we could put something there. But if you're going to keep like saying, look, this is what happened, this is the whole story, that's too much transparency, and we don't need that, especially if it's come to the point where you're banning a lot of people. That's too much awareness to that.
Yeah. He's got a point there. Also, you run the risk of someone coming in with a destructive intention and trying to goad people that have been in trouble before and use it to get them in more trouble. From a psychological standpoint, we don't want to ever use negative reinforcement to stop a bad behavior.
Also, it could look bad on the community itself, people coming in and seeing all these bad people that have been through our community. If, like, somebody's new, seeing the bad things that go on within the community.
Right.
Definitely.
All good points. Yeah, I think overall, some kind of incident report or something like that should probably be kept private. However, I do think that maybe we should note in the meeting, if anything ever does happen that's really bad, I don't think we need to go and spread drama. I don't want to start something that's gossip, like, oh my God, guys, did you hear what such and such did to get banned? Like, I don't want to promote that at all. So maybe it's best with banning people, to just put them, once somebody gets banned for doing something that's that bad to get banned, we just kind of put them away and just forget about it and not bring it back in. Does something like that sound better? Okay, this is in the past. Let's put it in a case file and just leave that away, tucked under the bed.
I agree.
Well, I guess I understand that. I really do. It's I don't know. Maybe
take it like this: if you go to work and there's a staff of 300, and every time someone gets fired, there's going to be
the 300 find out.
Explaining.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
You see what I mean? So that's like
exactly.
This. So it's best to keep. You can say, look, this person's been banned, and that's like going to work and saying, well, this person's got fired. But when you're handing out sheets and detailed cases, then that's a bit too much over the top.
Well, maybe we should have like a designated group of people for those case files, because I don't think that like 3 or 4, maybe
Staff
5 staff can handle that once it starts getting
content
larger.
Creators and assistant staff will all have access to incident reports, since they're the only people that are going to be kicking and banning. Yeah, Melissa, we are going to be documenting everything, so there's going to be for sure evidence and stuff like that when it comes to these kinds of things. But I understand the aspect of letting people know. I'm pretty sure people are going to know when people get banned. Everybody talks, even though we try not to make this a gossip zone. People talk anyway, like people have things to say and people get interested. So I don't think that's something we're going to be able to stop. But I don't think just giving people access to every single incident report that we've ever had is going to benefit or even make us look transparent. That's like
I think an incident report should be more.
It's more
like
personal, like keep it personal.
Yeah.
There's no need to announce it and make it public.
I think like we can clarify to people, but I would much rather, like, if somebody gets banned or something like that, look, that happened, it's over, let's just leave it in the past rather than.
I agree.
However, that does raise the topic of redemption, and this is something that we talked about in the staff meeting yesterday, is should people have the capability of redeeming themselves, right? I've already ran into various situations in which, somebody has done something dumb to get banned, and then they've sent me an email or a message, and they're like, hey, dude, look, I understand what I did wrong. I'm so sorry, man. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I really want to be a part of the community. I won't do it again. Very, very sincere, right? I think it would be beneficial, like, obviously we have a vision and not everybody can fit that vision. Not everybody is going to fit into the community the way that we want them to. So there's going to be times where people get banned for doing things that might just not be related. Like if they're extreme trolls and they're just always doing stupid stuff and spamming and stuff, they get banned. You know, in situations like that, the dude obviously didn't, or chick didn't understand what we were going for here. So maybe after getting banned, they did. You know, they kind of, okay, I get what this is now, and I want to come back. How do you guys think redemption should be handled, if we have redemption at all?
I'd like to kind of put in my 2 cents on this.
Yeah, of course.
In regards to this, if you're trying to try to run it like a business, you have to understand that there has to be checks and balances. If you go into any kind of business, there's a certain level of trust when it comes to staff or managers, however you want to call it, right? The understanding that their whole goal is to either A, protect the assets of the business, or B, protect, and employees in this regard, staff and community members are classified as assets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in regards to that, again, there's always going to be a certain level of trust, but we have to understand that there's going to be a checks and balance system as well. Have people been talked to before being banned? Is there a certain amount of warning system? Those kind of things should be transparent to people, so we know that it's not just random banning because you don't like the individual, right? Those are the kind of things that should be transparent. The issue at hand, though, that actually happened leading to the ban are things that should not be transparent, because there should be a certain level of trust that we understand that you guys are here to protect your asset.
Right. I mean, we do have a brand to deal with, and that's the biggest thing with a community is everything we do under the Jibnet name, and everybody who's a member of Jibnet completely reflects who we are as a brand, as a community, and that literally is going to affect all of our relations with future partners and affiliates and literally anything that could happen. So regulating that is important, and we have talked about creating an incident report system in which we do handle people and stuff like that. I guess I like what Melissa said. It's a very situational thing, but personally, I guess the biggest point here that I wanted to make is personally, I think that we should give people the chance to redeem themselves if they messed up, and just kind of like keep them in check or keep them under watch. And if they do it again, then it's a permanent thing, if that makes sense.
I can agree with that. I would like to interject if I may.
Of course.
I think that there is kind of a limit, though, of where we can say this is a forgivable action and this is a non-forgivable action. If it's something like they drop a bunch of curses into chat because they got upset and they get banned for that, that's something that they can come back and say, I've learned my lesson for. If it's something where someone felt threatened or someone felt like they were being harassed at some point, and I've seen this plenty of times out in the real world, that's kind of something where someone would get blacklisted. Because no one in the community should ever feel like they need to be afraid to come into the chat room because someone that has harassed them or stalked them before is going to be there.
Right. I agree, yeah.
I think, like El just said multiple times, we should have 24-hour, 72-hour, then permanent ban. If after that there's nothing, there's no redemption, because it depends on how serious it is. Well, I mean, if it's that serious, then you skip the whole thing in jail and then go straight to permanent, because once something's happened, you're not going to change. No one changes. That's not a thing. You can say they've changed, but no one changes. It's been proven many times before.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure, how smart you guys are. You guys should have a vision board, right? Something like, what are your visions for this community? What kind of things do you have going on? What do you value most, right? And then you branch out from there and figure out like what values you cater to more heavily than other ones,
Most
right?
definitely. And those are things that, like I mentioned earlier with our new documentation system, those are things that we're all working towards developing. We have goals, we have ideas, we have templates for submissions that are actually going to be available to the public. So you guys can add to our goals and our future vision, our present, our progressive, long-term, short-term, all that kind of stuff. So all of that is in effect. And, well, it's not in effect, but it's in motion, right? And it'll be in effect after the 300-hour live stream. A lot of things are going to change, not in terms of the community, but in terms of us putting out content. We're going to have regular streams on Jibnet. We're going to have a more consistent pool of people coming through Discord. So we're going to have to work on more organization, which means that everyone that's here today, you know, all of the people that are contributing to Jibnet heavily today, it's going to be up to all of us to kind of direct the traffic and make everyone feel welcome and build onto this community that's already large. If you're not aware, Discord's about to get video chat. We're about to get friends lists on Discord. They're consistently like facelifting it. So as Discord changes, our community is going to change drastically. So, yeah, all those things are things to take into account. But the systems and the documentation and stuff like that is definitely something that we're already working on. So we'll keep you guys updated throughout the meetings and stuff like that. Yeah. What's up?
And in regards to that, Mel, like, there should never be a one-size-fits-all. Any company will run off what they call SOPs, which is standard operating procedures. But standard operating procedures are just that. Like, they're how you would normally run things, but there's always certain situations that you disregard SOPs and skip to the next step. So there should never be a one-size-fits-all punishment system. You should just understand, like, what your base grounds are, and then, you know, how far past this did they go to warrant the next step of punishment without getting the prior ones.
Right. Okay.
I think SOPs aren't not even at the point where our SOPs are complete yet. So the idea Melissa pointed out, I don't think there should be one punishment fits all. I definitely don't want that to be a thing. So
it'll have to be taken in case by case, and it's gonna have to be extremely lenient. The thing is, like, we're not firing employees here. You know what I'm saying? We're handling a community, so doing things in good taste is definitely good. And that's something that we actually talked about in the staff meeting is anger. You know, it's happened already that certain people have gotten extremely angry to the point where they're just like, I can't believe this person did this. And of course, I get the brunt of it since I am the community director. I think handling things with a clear head is very important. And one of the things that I always try to do is to give people the benefit of the doubt. At least initially, you know? But yeah, definitely it's not one punishment fits all. And moving forward, I do believe that having systems in place with incident reports and possibly even meeting on certain topics and talking to people and helping them to understand and being lenient if we can be is very important to helping people understand that we are friendly. You know, we're not here to run a freaking, I don't know, you know, a dictatorship or an army or a community. We're here to have fun. So people are going to mess up. People are going to say stupid shit. People are going to not understand. People are going to break rules. But how big are these things? You know, like, what kind of character is this person portraying? And is it something that can change? Was it a mistake? You know, all of those things I think are important to look at. So I guess we'll leave it at that until we can, until we have any further information about systems and stuff like that. We can kind of fine tune it and polish it. But yeah. Yeah, right now, initially, the public relations specialist position, Melissa, is going to be focusing mainly on social medias. The biggest thing to implement for us right now is events and just passing through ideas and goals and stuff like that. After that, we'll start getting into things like human resources and all that kind of stuff. But for the time being, we're just taking baby steps. I don't want to, like, just dive into the deep end of, you know, organizational business structures and stuff like that. We're just starting out very simple, and we're going to build it together. Hey, Benja, we're discussing the laws of the universe. Right. So let's move on from the topic of banning and punishment and stuff. And is there anything else before we move on from the feedback? Anything positive, negative, constructive, any concerns, questions, comments, anything else relating to Jibnet, or anything that you'd like to give feedback on or get feedback on before we move on?
I'd like to add something.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, you and I have spoke about this a little bit, about the type of crowd that we are looking to draw here and the type of people we will be having coming in. Jibnet has a lot of adults in it, and it's got quite a few people that are also younger. And if you're an adult in the community, I feel like we do kind of have a responsibility to say, hey, you know, behave the way that you would expect other people to behave around you. And that's a very simple, you know, duh thing to say, but it's something that does take a little bit of practice to do.
Most definitely. The age difference is something that's been brought up in concern before. And I mean, there's younger people who are more mature, and then there's younger people who aren't. And then there's adults who aren't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a little bit of a melting pot, but there is obviously a lot of difference between, you know, having more years and more experience in life. So it's like, with stuff like that, I think it's important in a few ways. One of them, okay, we're on the internet. The biggest thing about the internet for me is the fact that you can be on here. How you look doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Like, nothing matters. All that matters is the personality that you carry, right? And that's one of the good things that the internet has going for it. And a big reason why a lot of people just love being on it is just because you get to meet people for who they genuinely are, in most cases. So I think it's important that we don't judge based on age or based on anything like that. I mean, we have the 18 plus channel if it's ever absolutely needed. But yeah, as far as that goes, I think that we have certain values and certain rules that we expect everyone to uphold no matter what the age is. So I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's only, you know, adults that have that responsibility. But if it's an adult acting up and, you know, somebody who's younger is noticing it, like, correction, I think there is completely expected. But I get what you're
Absolutely.
saying 100%. Yeah.
I guess what I was getting at, though, is that many of us that are of the adult age in here, we grew up on the internet. We were the first
Right.
generation to do it. So we've had a chance to kind of learn that. I'm not saying that you have an obligation either way. I'm just saying that having been through it, you know, we can offer advice to a younger generation and help them.
Most definitely. We're not looking here to, like, we're not aiming for anything in specific here. I think we are aiming for a more defined community, you know, more constructive community. But in terms of age, everyone's welcome. And I want to keep it that way. You know, like, I don't feel like people should, oh, you're young, so you don't know anything like that I do. You know, I don't think people should be like that. I've met brilliant young people and I've met extremely not brilliant adults. So it's like, it just depends on how you fit into the community and what you like in here. So
Absolutely.
I think the biggest thing right now is what you're doing. There's a certain level of transparency when it comes to expectations, and you're doing a great job on that. As long as you set expectations, people shouldn't question whether or not something happened a certain way because the expectation was already set.
Right. Most definitely. And that's why we have the rules. And I do want to let everyone know, like, Crazy, for instance, the reason she's a moderator isn't because I just singled her out and I was like, you're a moderator. It's because whenever she was a normal member, she was moderating. She was telling people, don't do this, don't do that. And she was doing it regularly. So it was like, feel free to enforce the rules. Don't try and get all, like, head heavy or something like that. And start being anal or something. But enforcing rules and stuff like that is something that anyone can do. And being a member, you know, a more seasoned member of the community, being able to give people that direction so that they don't have to get told off by a staff member, or so that they don't have to get, you know, talked to or something like that. It make somebody feel a lot more comfortable to be told by, hey, dude, like, just so you know, we're not supposed to do that. You know, it's a lot easier for somebody in the community, like a normal member, to tell something to somebody than a staff member. Whenever I tell people stuff, they usually get like, oh shit, you know, I'm in trouble. But if, like, let's say friggin' Trey was telling Benja here that, dude, you can't tag at Silverhawk, it's against the rules to tag Silverhawk in chat, then Benja's probably gonna take it a lot better than if I were, because yeah, you know what I'm saying. So so yeah, anything else? I completely understand that. I like that. All right, cool. Then we'll move on. The next order of business, we're going to be moving into new positions. This is kind of like a little segment where we welcome. So this is obviously all people that are in the community already, but we did come up with a new, I guess, hierarchy and a new structure for the entire business, both documentation-wise and people-wise. And I do like to go ahead and point. I am the community director of Jibnet. Elge is the event manager of Jibnet. OG Rice Cakes is the marketing executive of Jibnet. Faye Feathers, the public relations specialist of Jibnet. UKTS Liam is the framework developer of Jibnet. And My Rogers Jolly, which might be a face or a name that you're not extremely familiar with yet, is our Jibnet advisor. And the reason why I threw him up there is because this whole organizational structure that we had has come from him. And he's proven to be an extremely reliable and strong source. and strong source when it comes to what do you mean, Liam? I said you were the framework developer. He's become an extremely strong source when it comes to needing advice about literally anything relating to anything organizational. So it's like we threw him up there. Get to know him if you haven't. He's a really cool guy, really funny as well. So yeah, what? All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Normally we do new member introductions, but everyone here is pretty much like the same. Is there anything that the new staff members or anybody who's been promoted want to say or mention?
I'm just gonna be quiet.
Does anyone want to thank their mom?
I'd like to thank my nan.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
It's all thanks to Liam's nan. So we'll go ahead and move on here to upcoming events and new systems. One, the new organizational system. We talked about that. Secondly, I want to talk about Jibnet Jackbox Party Night. That's a mouthful. This Wednesday at 5 p.m. EST, 2 p.m. PST, we're going to be hosting the first official Jibnet Jackbox Party Night. This is going to become a regular thing every single Wednesday. If you don't know what this is, it's mini games that everyone can participate in. You don't need to download anything. It's all from your browser. They're a lot of fun. Think things like Card Against Humanities. One of the things that we'll be playing is Quiplash. So it's like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to try and get as many of the staff members to be there. And it should be a really fun time. We're going to be hosting it initially on Gilly's stream, but we are going to be moving it into Jibnet, the Jibnet channel, after the 300 hour, hopefully. So yeah, be there for that. Should be fun. And finally, I'm sorry, were you trying to say something? Okay, and finally, the date for the 300 hour live stream. This is something that people... Trey, what are you doing?
He's getting hype.
This is my, I have a push to talk on all and I'm switching windows.
Okay. And then finally, the date for the 300 hour live stream, something that people have been badgering me about for the past 2 weeks after the 100 hour live stream. It's set. It's here. And it's going to be starting at 8 in the morning. Yes, early as shit. But this is because we want to end it at a certain time. It's going to be starting at 8 in the morning on March 22nd. That's next week, just about. So we got 7, 8. We have 9 days to prepare for this. It's going to be 300 hours. I do want to include some outside streamers. I want Gilly to participate in the 300 hour. I want Games Bakery to participate if possible. Mariah if possible. So I'm going to kind of like get in touch with everyone and stuff like that and see how it works out. But yeah, it is coming. It is right around the corner. A few things about that I did want to mention. We are going to be raising money. Originally, we were going to raise money for a couch setup. That's not the case anymore. Our primary goal now is to actually get the money to set up a computer out there. That way we don't have to move anything. We're slowly working at making this very systematic so we can do these long streams regularly. Especially since I do want to start adding long charity streams, like 100-hour charity streams and stuff like that in the future. In the near future, actually. So with that being said, we are going to be raising money to make an entirely new computer, and we're also going to be correlating that with goals. One of them being, for instance, me dyeing my hair whatever color you guys choose. Maybe Yamil watching like a straight hour of My Little Pony. Just stuff like funny stuff like that people would have incentive that we can upload to YouTube and stuff like that and kind of laugh around about. So if you guys do have ideas or suggestions about what we could do for certain goals and stuff, our goal of raising for the 300-hour live stream is $2,000, which we might make and we might not make. Either way, we're going to be extending the goal further. I do want us to give 20% of all of our earnings to charity. I think that's going to be something very customary. So out of the $2,000, of course, $400 is going to go to charity. We'll choose that charity together and stuff like that. We are going to need to purchase a few things, which I do believe we have the money. But for staff members or for anyone that wants to put in a little bit towards the 300 hour, like in terms of us being able to have food, in terms of us being able to do all of that, that kind of financial support is definitely appreciated. We're all going to be working together towards making up the money, and we're going to be using the money from the 100 hour stream to make sure that everything is fueled. But it is 300 hours. It's 12 and a half days. And we also have to buy this foam stuff for the wall so that, because Drew's going to be working from home starting tomorrow, and we need to do some noise cancellation stuff. So loads of stuff in. Yeah, if we make it to 2,000, Melissa's getting a Jibnet tattoo. So if anybody does want to contribute in that sense, that's perfectly fine. Just hit me up, let me know, and stuff like that. Other than that, yeah, March 22nd, 8 a.m. Write it on your calendars. We're going to be going until the 3rd of April, I believe, and we're going to be ending on a Sunday at 8 p.m. So it should be a good ending for everyone. We actually reserved 2 hours at the end for everybody to be together, kind of talking and hanging out and stuff. So that should be fun. Also, the very first Jibnet t-shirt campaign is going to be launching before the 300-hour live stream, and we're going to be giving away hella freaking t-shirts during the 300-hour live stream. So basically every time somebody buys a t-shirt, or every 2 t-shirts that people buy, we're going to be giving away. So we're using all of the profit that we get off of the t-shirts to give away t-shirts. So that's why we're kind of launching the campaign a little bit ahead of time. That way we can get a little bit of income from the t-shirts, so that we can go ahead and start giving away. I'm hoping to give away around 10 t-shirts. If you're not familiar with the JIP system during the 300-hour live stream, every minute you're there, you get 1 JIP. So that's up to 60 JIPs an hour. But if you're actively talking in chat, you get double the JIPs. So you can make up to 120 JIPs per hour. And these JIPs are what we're going to use for all giveaways. Depending on how well we do in terms of donations, if we go over our goal or anything like that, we're going to be giving away other stuff. If we go, for instance, $350 over our goal, we can give away a PlayStation 4, whatever. Everything that we give away, though, is going to be from JIPs. And as we continue, we do plan on giving away stuff to everyone, so that way we can ensure that the people who are most active are there. It's JIPs with a P. So I do encourage everybody to watch. We don't have anything against, like I said, you still get JIPs for just AFKing. You just get double JIPs if you're actually typing. So leaving your thing up for hours and stuff like that is definitely encouraged. During the 100-hour live stream, we were hanging out at 40 to 50 viewers the entire time. I want to shoot for us getting around 70 viewers the entire time for the 300 hours. So all of the help is most definitely appreciated. You guys know that we're always watching out. The people that are going to be streaming are me, John, Yamil, Drew, possibly Gilly, Games Bakery, and Mariah. Maybe Eric, OG Rice Cakes, if he can make it. It's his birthday one of the weekends, and then the other weekend he has to go home to his family for Easter. So and I'm actually going to be talking to a few more people, so the schedule is going to be up 100% before it even starts. So you guys will get that. Mariah, I'm going to talk to everyone individually. There isn't a ton. I just want to kind of get our content creators a little bit of exposure and stuff like that. So yeah, Liam was another person that I did kind of, I was thinking about getting Liam in there as well. The biggest concern is the green screen. We do want generally green screen. And Mariah, we do want camera for the most part. And the thing is, like, Jibnet streamers need to be extremely interactive. Like, we can't have people that don't talk to chat consistently. So this is stuff that I'm going to talk to everyone about individually, and we're figuring it out and stuff like that as we go. But the 300-hour live stream is coming. You are going to see a lot of primarily me, Yamil, John, and Drew, as we're the 4 people that live in this house. We're going to be taking the majority of the shifts, but Melissa's going to be coming through. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. And like I said, the schedule will be released soon. So be on the lookout for that. This 300-hour stream, you guys saw what the 100-hour stream. Before the 100-hour live stream, we would average out, like, there would literally be like 20 people on Discord during the days, and at our peak hours, we'd go into 30 to 40. And nowadays we chill in like 60 to 80 people on Discord all the time. So the 300-hour stream might take us even further and push us up into the hundreds of people on Discord regularly. So be on the lookout for that. And Yeah, dude, you guys know how it is with the Discord with that much traffic. We need people here directing the traffic, welcoming new people, being as friendly as possible, and all that good stuff. So 100 to 200 viewers would be ideal. During the 100-hour live stream, the most viewers we had at one point was 1,800 viewers because we got rated by a huge streamer. By ourselves, the most viewers we were able to reach at one point was 270, and that was during the end when we were all here talking. So that was amazing that we were able to hit that many on gaming talk shows. So that was our first live stream. Jibnet's already proven to be very successful, and with all of you guys' support, it's only going to keep growing. So yeah, 12 and a half days straight, correct. So it'll be about 2 weeks of seeing our faces online, which I know some of you are really going to enjoy. Some of you are probably going to hate it. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on from that. Any comments, questions, and concerns relating to the 300-hour live stream? On anime YouTube channel thing we talked about. Anime YouTube channel? I'm not entirely sure what you mean, Muffin. Dean.
How are we picking the mods for the 300-hour live stream?
So we're already keeping some of the mods that we had before. Certain people already got demoted. But we are going to be remoting certain people. Some of them were security issues. Some of the other ones were just a lot of people weren't fond of the mods. Our mods need to be liked, and they need to be very strongly with Jibnet. So a lot of the mods that participated previously will be there, but we will be choosing a few more mods. If you are interested in moderating for our chat, that does not make you a moderator for Jibnet. It just makes you a moderator on our Twitch channel. It's a good way to be involved. If you had a ton of hours and a ton of activity, for instance, Dean, you were insane during the 100 hours. You already have a lot to show for your potential and your dedication to Jibnet. So if you do already have that background, make sure you apply for it. You can just send it to thejibnet@gmail.com if somebody could post that email down there. I'm going to stick to the same amount. We had 15. I want to stick to 15 mods in total again. So, yeah. Do you have to reapply? We'll see. I still got to get all of that ready. There's a ton of stuff I have to do for the launch. So the 300 hours is going to be extremely extensive. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it to where it doesn't... The 100-hour live stream, we moved everything out of my room, and we were sleeping in the living room. It was extremely inefficient. It was like you couldn't get any sleep. It was just really bad. But this time we're trying to plan it to where it doesn't interfere with anyone's everyday life. So... that way people can still be chilling on Discord. We also got a second modem now, so we have 2 modems in the house, and they're both up and running with 200 megabytes per second download. So that's fucking awesome. So it's just our house is slowly coming together. So yeah, there'll be more to come pretty soon. But let's go ahead and move on. Is there any more questions before I do move on?
Can you answer the question?
What's up?
I didn't want to talk because of the washer and stuff, but I didn't even know like when you're gonna give us out the schedule. And
I already
what day does
have it.
end on.
I was gonna send it to you before the meeting, but I got caught up, so I'll send it to you after.
What day does it end on?
It ends on a Sunday at 8 p.m.
What Sunday?
and it starts on a Tuesday at 8 a.m.
I mean, which Sunday? Like, what's the date?
It's like the 4th or 3rd of April is that ends. It starts on the
Abby's
22nd.
birthday is the
What
4th.
day is it starting?
It's the 4th. I think we actually end the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
The 3rd is Sunday.
Okay, then we end the 3rd at 8 p.m.
Then it starts, you said Tuesday the 22nd?
Yeah. Yep, we end the 3rd. So you don't have to be here for the end of it, Melissa. Sunday, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to be here for anything if you don't want to, but you know.
I mean, I'm just, I'm probably gonna do it. I don't know. I gotta figure something out because I have to plan Abby's party and get a new job and a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah. No worries. The way that I figured is like the way that I'm planning it is that you were gonna be here like maybe 2 days. Like it's 12 days, so I was thinking maybe you would be here 2 days somewhere near the beginning and 2 days somewhere near the end. So me, John, Drew, and Yamil are going to be pretty systematic with it, and we're going to have outside help from other streamers as well. So it should be a lot easier. Eric, OG Rice Cakes, isn't going to be very available either, so it's gonna be a little tougher, but with the outside help, I think we should be able to pull it off. I'm sure Liam will be able to take a mass majority of shifts as well if I asked him to. But yeah.
I have a question about that.
What's up?
I was just going to actually ask, what was the likelihood of you accepting people that were outside of Jibnet that would like to participate?
In streaming terms, I don't think that's very likely at all, no. Just because everybody that is participating, if you're not like an active member of the community, people are going to have no want or need to really watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, Liam, Melissa, Eric, like, everybody here that's already pretty established within the community, people want to watch and people want to interact with them, but taking in brand new people that have never been in Jibnet at all, I don't think that's very realistic. I don't think it would be good, you know? But if anybody does have friends or anything like that and wants somebody to be able to participate, just shoot them our way. We do have a streamer partner program kind of thing going, so but we do want to stick to only Jibnet members streaming on the Jibnet channel. By the way, if you weren't aware, we did apply for membership with Twitch. Obviously, we were rejected. But I do think if we can get into the 100, 200 viewers, we should be able to get partnership for Jibnet, which would allow us to create a streamer group and have subscriber stuff, which would be so fucking cool. We'd have emotes on Discord. What's up?
I think that before we what's it called? Before we get partnered, we're gonna have to like be consistently keeping the channel alive. Like being live for 100 hours and then down for 2 weeks and then live for 300 hours.
Well, that's something we're working on, Melissa. That's something I mentioned earlier is about us being more consistent. No need to worry about that right now. But
I'm just saying, I think that we're not going to get the partnership until we do that.
You'd be surprised. There's people that get partnerships. Like when it comes to companies and things that function outside of Twitch, they a lot of the times when they're pretty big or something like that, they get instant partnership without even having to, without even streaming ever. When it comes to individual people, partnership works a lot differently than when it comes to like a community of a ton of people. But yeah, we are going to be more consistent and we are going to be streaming very often. We're hoping to kind of have the channel live like not 5 full days a week, but having events at least like 5 to 6 days a week. So
I don't know too much about Discord. Is there a max limit of people that can be on Discord?
Nope. I've seen channels that have thousands and thousands of people on them.
Cool.
Either way, we're partnered with Discord, so I'm actually on the Discord partner channel thing with like a ton of really it's like honestly the only people that are in there are like really like it's developers and then like famous streamers and then everybody knows each other and I don't know anyone. Everybody's like, oh, so many familiar faces, and I'm just like, hey, it's me. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. This week's focus is very simple. I think the biggest thing, and this is to anybody out there who can write or who knows writers or who, of course, writing within the genre of Jibnet, which is Gamers, Geeks, and Online Dwellers, we need more writers. Our website, we'd be able to do a lot with our website. We actually have access to some tools that would allow us for some pretty heavy advertisement through this package thing that we bought, which I don't want to utilize, but we do want a ton of articles. We need more writers. We need to get to the point where we're posting around 5 articles a week, Monday through Friday. So if you guys are writers, if you know a writer, and we are very, 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 very picky about the people that write for Jibnet. So I do want to know, if you think you're a writer or something, and it just kind of like very mediocre, it's probably going to get rejected. So do keep that in mind if you are going to be applying. We are very, very particular. We're looking towards extremely articulate and extremely next level, I guess, articles. So if you know people, if you are somebody, if you're interested, you do get exposure. You do get people redirected to your Twitter. And as we get bigger as a writer, you might get opportunities with other companies as we do promote our writers on our page fully and openly. That way, if for instance, freaking this big company over here wants to hit you up to write for them, bam, you got a job and you can start making some really good money. So if you do write, make sure to Yeah, Raz. I mean, I want to have like 10 plus writers for Jibnet. So, anyway, we also need to recruit new members as always. Invite your friends, invite whatever, if you're playing a game and you meet somebody, utilize the Discord channels to talk to them. Anything that gets them into the community and immersed. All of that is always very helpful for the community. Always a really good way to recruit is just directly. And every person recruited could potentially be somebody very dedicated to Jibnet. And that helps out more than you understand. Unless you do understand, in which case, then you know. So recruitment is very important. Socializing and welcoming new members is something that we mention every week. If you see somebody new in chat, make sure to say hello, if somebody does, hey, I'm new here, make sure to say what's up. If you've never met somebody or seen somebody, get acquainted with them, get to know everyone. That increases retention rate, and it makes this just a lot of a more comfortable place for people to hang out at. So most definitely be welcoming, be friendly, and of course attend events. That's one of the most important things. Through our events is where the majority of our recruitment comes in. It's where we're able to define our community on another level. So definitely attend the events. If anything, if it's a Twitch event, if anything, just jumping on there and just leaving your thing AFK if you can't be there. All of that kind of helps. Also with YouTube channels, making sure to like the videos and stuff like that. As we do start releasing YouTube videos in the future, all of that's going to help out greatly. So yeah, that's this week's focus as always. With that being said, I don't have anything else to say. Like I said, this is going to be kind of like a shorter meeting, or as short as a meeting could be. It was less than an hour. That's shorter than what we usually do. So anything else that anyone wants to say? Anything else that anyone wants to add before we depart here? Number your band.
Say that if you guys do see new members, point them to Liam. He is probably the most welcoming person I've ever met in my life.
Sorry, was that being sarcastic?
Liam is just so nice.
Oh man.
Cool. So if nobody else has anything to say, the Jibnet Minecraft server is up. Yeah, if you weren't aware, the Jibnet 1.9 Minecraft server is up. And Discord chat, the general Discord chat is actually connected to it. So you can see what people are saying on Discord while you're playing Minecraft, which is kind of cool. If you do enjoy Minecraft, it's 1.9, so it's the new version. I haven't been able to jump on there. I haven't had much time to play all of the games that I would like to play. I haven't had any time to stream, if you guys have noticed as well. So, no, we don't need help running the server at all. We don't need a spawn. It's literally a generic 1.9 server for people to play on. It's nothing that's going to be extended too crazily or anything like that. So no, we don't need any help in terms of people working on it. We have it all covered. But if you do want to play on it, jump on, talk to people. I don't know. I haven't really monitored the activity on it, so I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's mc.jib.network. So if you did want to jump on that, that's there. Should have announced that with the announcements as well. But yeah, anything else, guys? Yeah, it's an SMP, yes. Just a normal Minecraft. I think he's got some plugins, but nothing else. I do prefer you guys to speak up rather than type, since this is recorded. Other people watch the recording instead of the meeting itself. So, yeah, this is recorded.
I guess something I'd like to ask would be what everyone would like to have in the forums in particular. Like what subsections you'd like to have, and anything you feel would be enjoyable for you guys to do or have on the forums.
Personally, I think the forums are already exactly what I wanted. Basically, what he has so far, guys, is he has announcements and events tabs. He has down below, he has like general chat, and then he has like tech talk, and then down below he has different chats for every game that we have leaders for and stuff like that. And we're only going to be adding games and stuff as we create more, as we find more leaders for different games and stuff. So I think that might be a better question to ask after we've launched it, Liam. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, and that should be launching soon. I don't know how much you've gotten done with the site, but there is obviously
one thing.
Yeah, after you're done with it, there's obviously a ton that I'm gonna want changed because you know how I am. So as soon as you get that done, run it by me, and we'll like talk about it. We'll run it through all the other staff members, and if other people want to see it as well, I don't know if you're going to be able to. I think, yeah, we should be able to show it to everyone.
Yeah.
I just think a game like BDO should have its own forum subsection.
Its own what?
So, like a forum subsection.
It does.
All right.
All games. So it's like we have a leader for Minecraft. So there's a Minecraft section. There's a Rocket League section. There's a BDO section. And there is, I forgot the other game section that we had. And we're going to be adding more game sections depending on what everyone in Jibnet is playing at the time. But
yeah, just got a few games in a form that you use to request that game to be added. So,
right.
And obviously we'll talk about it with the staff, and then if we feel it's needed, then we'll add it. That's how it works.
Most definitely. And we are going to need forum moderators. So another thing is we do need Discord moderators as well. I do believe I had some applications for it, and I have been watching closely and stuff. So if you do want to apply, send an email to thejibnet@gmail.com. We don't have a template for this at the moment, so just kind of wing it. Why would you be a good Jibnet moderator, Discord, whatever. One thing to note is if you are new to the community, you can submit an application, but it's not going to get accepted. We do try to keep the people who have been here, who have already proven to be a big part, because we don't want to promote somebody and then that person just be gone. You know what I'm saying? So if you do want to play for that, thejibnet@gmail.com, we do need more moderators. So yeah.
I've got a final thing to say then would be the whole website side of things. What is, how are we going to do maybe some teasers or something? Because there's a lot of people that want to see it, but obviously you want to wait. So
we're not going to, once you have it completely finished, right? And then at that time, I'll go over it and stuff like that. We can go ahead and publish it as a Wix site, and we can share it with people who are there at the time, get their input on it. But unless they're there at the time to get the input, I'd rather not release it to like the public as a teaser or anything like that. I'd rather just launch the full website.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, until then, don't show it to anybody until we've been able to go over it together as staff and stuff.
No problem.
Cool. Anything else, guys? I don't know if you're trying to talk, Muffin. I see your thing lighting up, but we can't hear you.
Still not.
How much dedicated WAM is on the MC server?
16 gigabytes.
There you go. All right, guys, and we'll go ahead and end there. Thanks for coming out, dude. A wonderful turnout again. We are going to have a meeting next week, of course, on Sunday. But being that the 300-hour live stream is going to start directly after that, we're not going to have a meeting for about 2 weeks. We might have a meeting following up the 100-hour or the 300-hour live stream on that Monday, which I know a lot of people won't be able to attend, but we'll record it. That way we're not missing 2 entire weeks of meetings. So yeah, with everything in mind, this is going to be uploaded to the Jibnet YouTube channel. If you don't know where that's at, go to the Welcome to Jibnet text channel here on Discord, and you'll be able to find the link to our YouTube there. Other than that, thanks for being here, guys. Much love. As always, you guys are making this extremely awesome. We're all having so much fun with Jibnet, and watching it grow into something so large is so freaking cool, and we can only get bigger. So as long as everyone remains dedicated and everyone remains extremely excited about it, then who knows where it'll take us. Who knows where we will all end up. But one thing's for sure, guys. We're going to do it together. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just got my mic to start working.
There you go, Muffin. What were you saying before? What did you want to say?
What I was saying before, I was wondering what exactly are the games we're playing, like, connect with Jibnet and etc.
Okay, so basically what we're trying to do, all right, let's say you're a new person coming in, and you're looking for people to play a game with. You're going to be able to contact a leader, a person that's designated to that game, and get like the input on everything. So for instance, we have Black Desert Online. If somebody comes in and like, hey, I play BDO, well, they can connect with us in game and we can host events and do everything through that. Let's say you play League of Legends. Let's say that you're the leader for League of Legends. When people come in, they can be thrown into different teams. There could be weekly events. That's like, okay, on Saturday at this time, every Saturday, we get together and we play for 3 hours. And you might have a team of 5 people, and then the leader could create a second team and a third team, right? It's just kind of like organizational gaming. so that when people come in, if they do play something, they can be directed directly to the game community leader, so that they can go ahead and connect with other people that play the same way. It's kind of like an immersion thing, and at the same time, it's a content thing.
All right, thank you for that.
No worries at all. Anything else before we end here, guys?
No questions no concerns?
Does anyone want to compliment Liam's nun?
In case people don't know,
Liam, your nan is 10 out of 10.
Okay, did you get banned?
just in case people don't know,
single.
Yes.
Somebody said just in case people don't know what?
Yeah, what's that?
just in case people don't know, what's the Minecraft server IP?
We had
It's
posted
in
this like
announcements.
Yeah, it's
mc.jib.network.
All right.
It's also up in announcements for everybody.
All right, cool guys. We're gonna go ahead and end there. Much love, my friends, and I'll see you for another meeting next Sunday. This Wednesday for the Jibnet Jackbox party night, which is gonna be so much fun. And for whatever other events, we have movie nights on Saturdays. We've been doing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign on Saturdays as well, though that's kind of reserved for a certain amount of people. But people can come in and listen in if they want to hear us talk about really weird stuff. Other than that, yeah, guys, much love. And yeah, we did just end. We'll be uploading this within the hour, so be on the lookout. Bye, guys.
I love you guys.
Bye.
Say bye to
Later.
everyone watching on YouTube.
Bye.
Bye now.
Later.